So we approach the final impeachment vote, all the pandering, all of the politics, all of the anger and everything's coalescing here. We'll get him, we'll get Donald Trump. Oh, we're so close. It's not really going to do anything. And if you want President Pence, I guess, yeah, go for impeachment. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Nothing's going to happen. Impeachment's not a criminal charge. There's no enforcement of it. Nothing happens to him. He just, gets impeached. And as to where, I think I saw someone saying the dark stain on his presidency. Pretty goofy. I don't think Donald Trump really, frankly, cares at all about it, but we'll see. But anyway, the final vote's approaching. Looks like the Democrats are going to have, they're going to have enough to get it through. Not that surprising. There was a significant amount of defections. Again, not enough to, get rid of their majority, but there was there was certainly a handful of Democratic representatives who decided to vote no, or I guess are going to vote abstain. We will see once the final vote comes out how everyone votes. But it's been like 6 hours, I think, or the total debate time has been 6 hours of debate, which it's so boring. I haven't watched all of it, don't worry. I just kind of stop in whenever I have better things to do in my day than worry about, Senator X arguing with Senator Y for a minute. It's not very productive. So I guess, what is this? Let's say he gets impeached. What happens? Well, first, he's holding a rally right now in Michigan, I think. Tens of thousands of people are probably going to show up, or they already are waiting and are in line. It's pretty hilarious. President gets impeached, and then he holds a massive rally in a swing state. It's going to be legendary. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of clips to come out of that. I'm sure he is going to be on fire tonight, riling his base up just like he always does. But yeah, I mean, it's not significant. Nothing here is really going to happen. It's not going to pass the Senate. So again, it's kind of worthless. It's really just a ploy to get their voters excited about getting him out. So it's not, I don't know, nothing. It's boring. I kind of want it to be over at this point, if I'm being totally honest, but whatever. It's not going to happen. It's Washington. They love their controversies. But I guess we can talk about, what does this mean now? It's going to hit the Senate. What's the Senate going to do? There are two options, obviously. It's going to be Mitch McConnell kind of speeds through it, or he waits and he sets the narrative like the Democrats did, make it a long, drawn-out process. They call all their own witnesses. They ask all their own questions. They investigate. They try to hammer out how he didn't commit any crimes, about how all of impeachment was just a sham, which I think is the smart thing to do. If I were Mitch McConnell right now, I would want to make them burn because, again, we've had to put up with this for the last 6 or 7 months as it is. And to talk about the charges that they're charging him with right now, I think it's abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Abuse of power, pretty broad and vague. I don't really know what that ensues. I mean, if the president of Ukraine, who was on the receiving the phone call from Donald Trump where the supposed coercion or whatever you want to call it happened, he said that there was no pressure. Trump said that there was no pressure. So both people involved in the call both say nothing happened. I'm going to say nothing happened. Then the second one is obstruction of Congress. Again, executive privilege. The president doesn't have to participate. That's called checks and balances. It's called, that's how it is. So if you really want to charge him with that, good luck. But again, it's a little silly in my point of view. So yeah, I mean, other stuff in the news, I guess we can talk about because again, it's not really that exciting and there's not really much to talk about. It's been talked about so much. It seems like Andrew Yang is again being blacklisted in the MSNBC, I think by MSNBC. I might be wrong on that, but they had a bunch of pictures of all the people going to show up in the debates. He is going to show up to the debate. He qualified for it. He's at 5% now. Wasn't in that lineup. Had a little ticker going at the bottom of the screen, listing all the people that are going to be at the debate. He wasn't on it. Kind of goofy. He's not really a threat to anyone. He's such a niche market, I think, in terms of the type of voter that I don't really know why they're so scared of him, unless it means that they don't really have a platform. But again, I think the whole idea of none of the Democrats actually do really have a platform. I don't think a lot of people could list off, except for Bernie Sanders, because he's already been so prominent and he ran against Hillary in 2016. I think people know his platform better than the rest. And I think that, what is this? See what I mean? It's just it's goofy. All of this stuff is goofy. The memes coming out of this stuff where they put the whiteboard up are hilarious, by the way. I might have made a few myself. But anyway, just to ignore that. Yeah, so the Democrat platforms, they don't really have, there's not one coherent message. It seems to be now Elizabeth Warren seems to be backing off of her Medicare for All platform, which isn't surprising because moderate voters don't like that. They don't want to end their healthcare program. They don't want to give up their insurance. They don't want to give up their freedom of choice. So that kind of looks like she's going to start really bleeding numbers once her base realizes that she was just pandering to the far left to get votes. Not that surprising. It's Elizabeth Warren after all. So yeah, you're going to see her tank. Pete Buttigieg is now tanking because of Michael Bloomberg. They're basically kind of the same candidate, or they're trying to fit the same slot. He's tanking. Michael Bloomberg is not going to go anywhere. He's spending billions of dollars. If you Google impeachment, his ad pops up at the very top. He's still at 4 or 5%, kind of irrelevant. Yang isn't going to continue to see increases. I think he's relatively hit his cap. He might see a little boost, because of this debate controversy, but he's not really going anywhere. Trying to think. Yeah, Joe Biden just continues to lose support. Might see a little swing up, I guess, but again, it's all dependent on if Hillary Clinton decides to run, which I think she will. That was my prediction in my last video. I think she will run, but time will tell. Obviously, we will see. But now it's time for Mitch McConnell. Now that he's going to get, after this vote goes through, it's officially in the Senate. The Senate now has the reins over what happens. And he specifically has the reins over what happens since he's the majority leader. It's time for him to set the narrative. It's time for him to keep impeachment in the news. It's time for him to keep impeachment on a Republican narrative, I guess. Not to repeat myself so much. But you're going to, I think, if they're able to keep it in the same fervor that it was at here and get the Republican base so riled up, but then also scoop up some of those independents who are kind of doubtful of the whole thing already, that is going to be great for Republicans going into 2020. I think Trump is going to win because of Democrats are in absolute shambles. But it's going to be interesting to see. I don't really think we're going to learn anything too shocking from the Senate trial because, again, there hasn't really been too much happening in this, with the 2 charges that can't really name anything specific, and the experts who came in and were just kind of not actually even witnesses. They were just experts. And, again, who really cares what they think? They weren't on the phone call. People are complaining that Trump doesn't want to let his aides testify, but again, he has all the right to. It's executive privilege, so can't really do anything against that. I guess, in the news, there was the Obamacare mandate got struck down by a federal court, so now that might make it to the Supreme Court. I'm sure it will get struck down by the Supreme Court as well, because there is, I think, a 5-4 conservative majority, so we will see how that happens. But, yeah, I think Democrats just need to roll over already. They're fighting hard, I'll give them that, but it's over. There's no chance. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. We'll see what happens. I'm sure his rally will be legendary. Night to remember. One last thing. This comparing Trump to Jesus thing. Republicans, stop doing that. It's silly. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's silly. And I guess, just goofy, basically. Come on. He's not Jesus. Jesus was not given a more fair trial. It's kind of ridiculous. I think some people have started saying it as a joke, but I do know that some Republican representatives have been saying that, and come on. But anyway, that's about it. Nothing really too exciting. If there's any thoughts you want to share, put them in the comments. I'm on YouTube, BitChute still is not working. I will try. Not entirely sure what's been going on with that. I'm going to give it a few more days because apparently their YouTube sync might take a few days, but I don't know. But I'm on Library, I'm on Dailymotion, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Gab. And Twitter I'm having a lot of fun on. I've had a lot of time off the last few days, so I've been just tweeting up a storm. It's been a lot of fun. Join me on there. But anyway, hope you guys have a great night. Hope you're not too tired from this impeachment thing. But again, pretty boring, pretty funny. I'm sure the memes have been great, so keep it going. But yeah, have a good night. Stay in a good mood, It's festive, impeachment. I don't know, trying to lighten the mood. I'll see you guys.